diagnosis quickly in a rural setting is difficult because a lot of times the technology just isn't there or the personnel. So, Samantha, why don't you tell us what we're looking at, and then we'll let Brian jump in too.
Well, what you're looking at right here is a portable MRI system. So this is MRI on wheels. You can move it to the patient bedside. There are no sighting requirements, which makes it cheaper and more accessible and good for the rural environment.
No, what kind of requirements?
No sighting requirements. So generally conventional MRIs are in these big shielded rooms and they require a lot of power requirements. Here we plug into a normal wall outlet and as you can see here, there's no shielding required. You can just plug it into the wall and move it to the patient bedside and scan.
Brian, maybe you can kind of walk us through how this came about and how you got here.
So Hyperfine's existed since 2015, and we just exited stealth mode a few months ago in October of 2019. We submitted to the FDA last summer, and we're currently pending clearance. We hope to have it sometime in the middle of 2020. And as Sam was saying, this system is designed to come to any room in the hospital, and it doesn't require special training of an operator. And if you don't have a radiologist at that rural hospital, the images are intended to go up to a cloud viewer so that any radiologist anywhere in the world that has access to the internet could see the images from that rural hospital and give a professional expert interpretation of those images from anywhere. So that rural hospital would just have to have people to move the system around, and the interface on this tablet is designed to be intuitive and easy to use. No special training required besides just a little bit of safety training that we give.
And from a resolution standpoint, it's maybe not what you'd have in a machine that costs 20 times as much, but it seems like you can do a lot with it, right?
Right. Yeah, we'll never replace high-field MRI. That's always going to have an important role to play, but we're there when you have no other option at all. And that's what our competition is, no image at all. And we're far, far better than no image at all. And you can see on this tablet, when I zoom in, we can see these anatomical structures of the brain, the ventricles, the sulci and the gyri, the folds of the brain. And we've seen pathology at the partner sites we have, hemorrhages, strokes, tumors, edema, all those kind of pathologies in the brain. And we think that this is going to have value in emergency rooms, neuro ICUs, surgical ICUs. It could have lots of uses in a rural care setting where they may face hours drive to get to an MRI scanner. They don't need to do that. We'll be at the local facility without having to drive so far.
It literally could save lives, right?
We hope so.
And so from a cloud perspective, it seems very interesting because now suddenly you can start to put in maybe machine learning, things like that to really get information that would be difficult. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, so we already have some applications where we're using deep learning and artificial intelligence to get volumetrics of the brain so we can monitor serially over time how the patient is behaving.
And it looked like it's very extendable, I guess, in terms of you can have different modules for heads or legs and so forth, right?
Yeah, currently the FDA application is for brain imaging, but we have scanned feet and ankles, knees, necks and cervical spine, wrist and hand. So anything we can fit inside our magnet, we're going to image and submit to the FDA eventually. It's just our first indication is for brain.
That's excellent. Well, it looks like you're just starting to explore a whole new world, make healthcare much more accessible. So,
Exactly.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
Oh, our pleasure. It's nice to meet you.